This film has been produced with you, the teacher, in mind. By purchasing this video and encouraging your friends to acquire their own copy, you are helping to ensure that training tapes like this will continue to be made available. Please do not pirate this video. To order a copy or for information about LanguageWorks, please call toll-free 1-800-496-1120. I'm Mary Kravchuk, the creator of the LanguageWorks spelling program. I developed this system in 1987 for use in my own elementary classroom, and since that time it's really expanded to be in use throughout the country, both at elementary and with kindergartners in the 3 to 6 classroom. It's a system that encompasses short vowels, long vowels, all of the pink, blue, and green series work that we got in our training, and it's a concise, comprehensive way to give all the sounds to the children in a format that they can work independently and in a way that's a lot of fun and engaging for the kids.
I took my elementary Montessori training with Mary many years ago, and she taught at my school. I'm the director of the school, and she was one of our teachers. And during that time, she developed this LanguageWorks program, and we have been using it, or a version of it, ever since those days. I particularly like the way you can manipulate and use it. The students are drawn to it because of the movement.
Okay. I love using the LanguageWorks program. I used it in my first school, and when I moved to another school, they didn't have the material, and I honestly didn't know how to teach phonograms without it. It's been the most complete program that I've ever worked with before, because it has all the phonograms and all of the consonant blends.
The children in my classroom have really enjoyed using this language work. They loved the illustration in that work. They had so much fun spelling the words out. They kept asking me for more and more. They would not stop. They just enjoyed it and they loved it and they had lots of fun with it.
LanguageWorks is a 3-step process. We will look now at each step in detail. So Mika, today you're going to work with the sound ah. Can you repeat that for me?
Ah.
Okay, so in this book, the letter O makes its short sound ah. Now I'm going to ask you to keep this book a secret for a while. This is our secret picture book, okay? You're not going to look right away, are you? Okay, what do we need to do before you look at the picture?
We need to write our eyes.
Okay, so let's use a red pencil. Whenever you fill in the window, we're always going to use red, aren't we? So you go in step 1, the picture book provides a control of error. Sometimes I refer to the book as a secret picture book, which builds their anticipation and keeps them from looking at the pictures ahead of time. Hot. Let's see if you're right. Okay. You can continue working down the list. Can you sound that out for me?
Slot.
Slot. Do you know what a slot is?
It's like a little space where you put something through.
Right, so there's a piggy bank with a slot where the money goes, right? Okay. E. O.
Leo.
E. O. Say it again.
Peel.
I think you got it. Let's see if you're right. When presenting step 1 to a child, I'll listen while they sound out the word. Then I might say, let's see if you're right. The child then turns to the picture, which tells him he read the word correctly. Seeing the children's reactions to the pictures is my favorite part about LanguageWorks. The success the children feel is easy to see from their faces. This is especially true for those readers who have to really work at sounding out the words and are rewarded when they turn the page to see the picture. think you'd enjoy trying step 2? You did so well with step 1. Let me show you how step 2 works. We'll just slide the card over to the other side now, okay? And we're going to close the book up. I'm going to ask you to take your red pencil and read through the words one more time. Step 2 begins the same as step 1, but this time the child will work on the right side of the page.
Tree.
Filling in the windows a second time is important because we want the children to be very familiar with the pictures. Seeing them again will help them to remember what each picture is in order to complete step 2, when they'll use the pictures as cues and add the missing letters to each word.
Stop.
Okay. Nice job. Let's check that last picture. Okay. Now this is the challenging part of step 2. Let's take the card and turn it upside down. Now you can use your regular pencil. Let's go back to the first picture. What was that?
Hot.
Hot. Okay, what do you need to add to that? After filling in each window again, the child will look back at each picture and add the missing sounds to each word. Next one is, and fill in the missing letters.
Ma.
I'd like to show you how to check your work. Take the card and lay it back up on the other side of the paper so that you're able to look across and compare the two sides. Does yours look like that? You remembered your S? How about the next one? Very good. Can you go across like that and check each one at a time? Sleep. That looks good.
Oh, I didn't put the T in there.
Well, that's okay. You can go ahead and put that in now. The children will check step 2 by placing the word list back over on the left side of the page and comparing the two sides. As they go down the list, they will also correct any mistakes. Looks good. You did a fine job with E.
One of the things that I like most about it is that children can work on their own. You show them one time how to do the first booklet that you're going to do, and then they can work completely independently just by using the pictures. And it makes them feel very good that they can do it all on their own, and they can proceed at their own pace. The teacher does not need to be intervening at all.
You got all them right. Got all them right.
Great, Chris. Really ready and you feel like you know the words really well, you can do that third step, which is to write every word just from the pictures, okay?
Not
all right.
from this.
No, that would give you too much information. If you can write all the words just using the picture, I know you really know them well.
Then you would just see all the words.
That's right. Step 3 is a self-given spelling test. Using the pictures as cues, the child will write each word. This step is checked by the teacher.
Milk
M-I-L-K.
and swim.
S-W-I-M.
Bravo.
One of the great joys as a teacher is teaching young children to read. Early readers tend to fall into two camps. Those that use phonics in order to read by unlocking the words slowly, the way LanguageWorks teaches. And others tend to read almost effortlessly, but they too need the phonics when it comes to spelling the words that they can read. The LanguageWorks material is divided into black spiral-bound booklets and white spiral-bound booklets. There are 30 sounds in each. The black is the easier level. The children would begin here, and it's controlled for difficulty so that there's just one phonogram being introduced on the list. For example, with the O list, OA is the only sound that would be new to the children. Everything else will be just a consonant or a consonant blend, or perhaps a short vowel. After the children complete the black set, they'll move to the white set, and here we have a reinforcement or a review going on in the context of the lists. So when we introduce the sound, for example, the children are also getting exposure to SH and TH, which they'd learned previously.
We have been using these works, language works, in our training program for the last 5 years. We present the green, the pink, the blue, and the green material, and this green material here offers the teachers who are taking our training program the ability to present all three of those language areas as one.
Language Works consists of 60 sounds or phonograms. They're letters or combinations of letters that are sounded together. It includes all of the phonetic building blocks in English, what would traditionally be taught in a 1st through 3rd grade spelling book series. Language Works includes 464 words. Most of the lists have 8 examples that follow the same spelling pattern. If there are fewer than 5 words, however, we'll teach those as a sight word or an exception. All the words were selected from word frequency lists, so they are words that children are seeing every day in their reading and needing to spell in their writing.
I would strongly recommend, if you're looking for a sound, a very solid, from beginning, from primary through lower L, from maybe ages 4 through 9 in some cases, this program covers all of it.
When we see Language Works in the classroom, we realize that the children go to this material on their own very frequently. They find it interesting enough to take it out on their own, which truly makes Language Works a Montessori work.
Ow. Can you say that? Ow. Just like the O-W. Ow. Ow. Okay. You can start. North.
One of the nice things that Language Works provides you with is a recording card, so the children are able to look at the card and decide where to go next, and it's very beneficial because it frees up the teacher. It's self-checking. They can check themselves off, and then they can come to you when they need to go further in the program.
One option for recording the children's work is to use a wide-ruled notebook. This allows the card to fit twice on the page for steps 1 and 2. Some teachers like to use their own notebooks that they make themselves out of special writing paper, especially for the young ones when you're emphasizing handwriting, and that works well too. The record card can be glued right into the cover of the notebook so that it's always handy, and the children, when they complete a sound, will color in the block next to the sound they've done.
If we talk about the intellectual learning using the Language Works material, we can see that the child gets a lot of information regarding the phonograms of the English language, very orderly sequenced in small bites of information. It also opens for him a clear sense of direction, a road of learning where he can see, I started here and I'm going to this level of achievement, and he can clearly keep record of his own progress.
Initially, I suggest having the child just put the date in the box. That way, as you conference your children and look at their record card, you'll see the rate at which they're moving through the sounds. And after step 3, when they've taken that test, you might want to go have them color in the block completely. One suggestion for the younger ones who may not be taking it all the way to step 3 and maybe just be doing even step 1 alone or steps 1 and 2 is to have them write a little 1 and a 2 next to the sound so we know what they've done, and perhaps after they've made their little booklet they would color in the little rectangle. There's no required sequence to the black phonograms since there's only one sound that might be new for the child. However, with the white set, I suggest going in the order on the record card. That way, by the time they get to, for instance, the QU sound, they will have already learned the other phonograms in the word, the double E, the CK, and the SH. So there's various ways to fill it in, but all 60 sounds are listed here, and the children enjoy logging their progress. After completing step 2, the children will go on to what I call word games, and these are a variety of fun, engaging activities for the children that give them exposure to the words, give them options for practicing their words in new fun ways, and allow them to get ready for that final step, step 3. After working with the picture booklet and the word list, the children will make a little reading booklet. This is important because this is the first time that they'll be writing the whole word and reading it as a whole word. They'll also use the pages from the little booklet for subsequent word games. All right, girls. Yesterday we worked together on your A sound. And you did step 1 so beautifully and step 2. Today I want to show you how you can make a little booklet with your words, okay? So let's move this aside so that you can see it. But we're going to be working today with this basket of little pages. And we're going to make your words 1 per page. So can you count out 8 pages for yourself? Your first word is what? That's what you're going to write on the first page. Leave yourself a little space because we're going to put a hole punch there on the left side and I don't want to punch your letter. So write kind of in the middle of the page. At the elementary level, these booklets are made after completing step 2, although it could be on a different day. At the kindergarten level, you may want the children to make the booklets after step 1. It's even possible to eliminate step 2 if it seems too challenging, and maybe introduce it later in the year when the children feel more confident. Okay, can you pick a booklet cover for your books, girls? And then we'll take a paper fastener out of the basket for each of you. And if you can organize your books, make sure that all the words are facing the right direction. We'll go ahead and I'll put a hole punch in there for you and you'll have yourself an A book.
And they're in the right order.
They don't need to be in that order because we're going to play lots of games with these words later. We'll take the books apart and you'll be putting them back together in different order each time. As the children make their little booklets, I like to provide them a pouch or case to collect them in. They really enjoy making the booklets, especially the young ones. I find that the kindergartners and first years really enjoy this work. And when you give them a little pouch or index card file box or something to hold them in, they really prize this collection. This particular model is nice because it has slots and they can organize each of the booklets by its sound, putting the short vowels together, all the long sounds together, all the R combinations together, etc. After making their booklets, the children can add pages to them by finding other words in the environment that follow the same spelling pattern. In this way, the lesson is extended to include additional words that the children find on their own. It's also fun to have them read their booklets to the friends in the classroom, who then initial the back cover. Some children enjoy going around to every child, reading them again and again.
Park. Good job. Thank you.
I believe one of the reasons why LanguageWorks is a successful material is because it also reaches into the social aspect of learning. The children can interact. They can get up from the table and read to each other, listen to each other, enjoy the interaction that comes from excelling together, from sharing, from maybe helping somebody, from maybe cooperating with somebody who needs to catch on, or from just simply having a good time.
Alphabetical order.
This is an essential skill for elementary students. Having them alphabetize the words in their little reading booklets gives them repeated opportunities to practice this skill.
All right, when we put words in alphabetical order, what's the first letter we're looking for? A? A, do you have a word that starts with A?
No.
What's the next letter? And B. Do you have a word that starts with B? What's your word? Can you read the word for me? By. Good. Do you have a word that starts with the next? What's the next letter?
C.
C. Cry. Cry.
The memory game.
Sometimes called concentration, this one is an old favorite of the children. 2 children each take apart the little booklet they've made for a particular phonogram, so that there are pairs. Mix up the pages, turn them upside down, and find the matches.
Broom. Broom. Tool.
Okay, when you pick a word, try and leave it in the same spot you found it, okay? Tool.
Tool.
There you go. Okay. The word games give children lots of opportunities to write the words. For kindergartners, teachers may prefer to use loose, lined paper. But for elementary students, I suggest using a spiral notebook. This is where they record the outcome of the games they play, such as the matches made during the memory game. The notebook also is a place where they record steps 1 and 2 as they work with the LanguageWorks material. Then all of the subsequent games will be recorded here as well. It's a lot of fun for children to create their own spelling book.
Rhyming words and sentences.
I'll show you how to take these pages and find rhymes. So let's come over to the next page here, and we're going to use these booklet pages to do a rhyming activity. Okay, let's start by spreading out the pages so you can read all the words. Can you help me with that? All right, and let's see, Michael. Can you find 2 words that rhyme? Room and broom. Okay, let's set those side by side. Okay. How about spoon? Is there a rhyming word with spoon? A word that rhymes with spoon? Moon rhymes. Okay. Okay. Can you take the 3 matches you found, Michael, and write them here in your language book? Jude, the other day you worked with the sound, the U-R, and I see you've matched your rhymes. Can you read those matches for me?
Church, birch, burst, thirst, purse, nurse, burn, turn.
All right, and I see church didn't have a match in your booklet, but you found one. You made one up. You picked birch. How's the spelled in birch?
I-R.
So it's a little different, but it sounds the same. And what about burst? What did you make up to match with burst? Okay, and your word is thirst. So you did a nice job choosing a rhyme if you didn't find one. Now did you pick a pair of rhymes to go ahead and make a sentence for?
Yeah.
And what does your sentence say?
A nurse has a purse.
And you're drawing a picture of that? That is so pretty. Okay, I'll leave you with that to finish. While younger children enjoy manipulating the booklet pages to make matches, older ones often prefer to write their rhymes directly into their language book.
I saw a tool in the pool.
You saw a tool in the pool. That could be fun to draw too, couldn't it? Okay. Children also enjoy using as many words from the list as they can in a clever sentence. For instance, why did the clown come to town with a frown? Because he was down. Why not post an example like this on the wall and see what other kinds of fun, creative expressions it can inspire?
Noun, verb, sort.
Okay, Alex is working on the sound sh, and he made his little booklet, and he's going to use the pages from his booklet today to do a noun and verb sort. This game is a particularly interesting study for the elementary student, especially when they realize that some words can be both a noun or a verb, depending on the use. For instance, fish, brush, crash, and splash can be either. You may want to challenge the children to write and symbolize sentences using these words. And how would it be a verb?
By brushing your hair.
Something you do, right, okay.
And crash be something you do because sometimes you crash into a car. And splash, it can be a noun or verb because jump in the pool, it would be a verb, and the water that comes out would be a noun. So we put it in the middle.
The 4 word games we've seen so far have all utilized the pages of the little reading booklet that the children make as manipulatives. The game should be introduced over time to small groups of children, and I suggest putting the titles on a wall chart so that they can copy the names into their notebook. Naturally, the kids will have their favorites, and the choice can be left to the children. Following are 6 new word games that give the children hands-on practice in a variety of different ways.
Sand tracing.
Girls, Are you practicing your I list?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's read the words together and then you can try the tracing game, all right?
Fly, spy, sky, try, cry, dry, buy, my.
Okay, you're gonna wear the blindfold first page? Okay. This game is especially fun for kindergartners. We used coffee grounds instead of sand. It's a fun and interactive way to practice the words.
Guess it. Spy. You're right. Spy.
Stamping game.
Okay, girls, today we're going to do a stamping game. You guys like to stamp? I thought you would. Yesterday you did step 1 and step 2 in your book, and you were using the sound eh. Remember? Today we're going to take that same sound eh, and we're going to stamp out each of your words. Okay? So what was the first word that was on your ad list?
Nest.
Can you spell that out loud? Rubber alphabet stamps are available at teacher stores. You'll need 2 colored ink pads so that the phonogram will stand apart from the rest of the word. Be sure to instruct the child to spell each word out loud before turning the page to stamp it out. Challenge them not to look back at the word if possible. This helps them memorize its spelling. Let's go back to that. I want you to spell it for me. Let's say each letter's name. Let's say it's D,
F,
E,
S, K.
Poems and rhymes.
Poems and rhymes are especially fun for children. When we teach them to recite poetry, they're hearing the phonemic components of language. We can also invite them to copy poems and rhymes so that they can see how sounds are spelled. In this example, a kindergartner has written the verse underlining all of the words with the IGH or long I sound. Children's poetry books and nursery rhymes are good sources for this kind of phonemic analysis.
Phonogram art.
This is one of the beautiful extensions you have with this reading program. The children, after they choose their own phonogram booklet and work with it, making the words, get to pick one particular word that they especially like to work with further. We then do a little art project where they write the word and then they color it as if it were that which they are writing. Would you like to describe your picture?
This is a kangaroo, this is a tiger, and this is a snake.
It's very beautiful. Now, which sound did you choose?
E.
E. And what word did come to you for your art?
C.
C. Would you like to describe it a little bit?
Yes. That one's an I.
These artistic creations can be displayed around the room for all to see and learn from. Children who like to draw will want to make a picture for each list they work with and can create a phonogram art book with their collection.
Which sound did you choose from your language?
Owl.
Beautiful. And then what came to you to make?
An owl.
Wow, I can really see that. Is there anything you want to talk about? Look at that colorful head. So beautiful. Tell us about the sound that you chose for your
R.
R. And then you had a word that you wanted to work
Dark.
with. Dark.
And I made a little girl in the dark.
Girl in the dark. It's very beautiful, very creative. Thank you.
Beginning crossword.
Okay, Lucas, I see you're working on your j sound. And you already did your step 1 and your step 2 in your notebook. And what are you working on here? Crossword? Looks like you're making a crossword. Okay, I see you've taken your words and you put them out on the rug. Which words have you used so far? For kindergartners and early elementary students, the movable alphabet is a nice way to introduce crosswords. Children will refer to step 2 in their language book for the word list. Then build an interlocking pattern on their desk or rug. I really like this game for helping the children to notice some of the letters that words share. The children will then write out their crossword on large block graph paper. Can you find a spot to attach Judge? Looks like you already have the letters out here. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that one out there.
Advanced crossword.
And a few of my words were auto, August, hall, and lunch. And then I decided to make a crossword. And I figured out how to fit all my words into a crossword. And then I thought, since crosswords usually have clues, I decided to make some clues. And one of them was auto, and the clue was another name for car. And then my next word was faucet, and then my clue was on the sink the water comes out of the blank.
Clues are essentially like definitions, but a lot more fun to write. If the children write the words lightly on the graph paper, they can go back after completing the clues and erase the letters inside their crossword. Then the best part is giving the puzzle to a classmate to solve. So far, all of the word games that we've seen have focused on helping the children learn the words on their list in preparation for Step 3, the spelling test. Now we're going to look at some additional activities. These are designed to give the children a continuous review of all the sounds that they've worked with, while also introducing them to some sounds yet to come.
Compound words.
Guys, I asked you to join me today because I want to show you something called compound words. Compound words are when we take two different words and join them together to one long word. Can you help me think of some? I think I have a way to get us started. If I take your ing list, and I know you've been working on ing, I can find some words on here that will help us think of a compound word. What's the first word on my list? Ring. Okay, and what do you call the thing I'm wearing in my ear?
Earring. I have some at home.
Most of the LanguageWorks lists contain several words that can be used to build compound words. What word do I have to put in front of it?
E-R.
Ear. E-A-R.
Earring.
Earring. Let's switch to a new list. You know what two E's say, right?
Yeah.
E. Let's take the word right here, T-R-E-E. Tree. Tree. Can we attach another word onto tree? It needs to be another word that we could join to tree to make a long word. Maybe you have one of these in your backyard. Some kids do. It's a cool place that maybe your dad or mom builds out of wood and you get to climb up into the tree and play there.
I don't. A treehouse.
I'm going to take the scissor and cut right through the middle of these. Does anybody want to try cutting one apart?
Me.
Okay. Why don't you each pick one of the compound words and cut it apart. Then we're going to try and put them back together. Okay? After playing this game, the basket can be left on the shelf with the cut apart words for the children to put back together and record in their notebook. You can also play the game many times, introducing new words. When the children write the words, they can highlight them or underline the phonogram.
Flip that over.
Can you say what you made?
Seesaw.
Okay.
And my turn.
Okay.
Wing. Earring.
Another fun way for elementary children to work with compound words is to use the dictionary. You can choose a word off of the list that lends itself to many compound combinations, such as rain. When the children look up rain in the dictionary, they'll find rainbow, raincoat, raindrop, rainfall, rainmaker, rainout, rainspout, rainstorm, rainwater, and rainwear. They can record some of their favorites in their notebook or make a cut-apart game of their own.
Phonogram searches.
Hey guys, Look what I brought today to show you.
And I made it.
This is Nate's flower picture. It's the parts of the flower. Let's try reading them together, and then we'll try and do a phonogram hunt. Okay, so let's begin at the top. This is the flower. Can you help me with this?
Flower.
Okay, and what does the flower make? What's in the center of this beautiful sunflower? Seeds. Seeds. And what are these parts?
Leaves.
And what's this long, stiff, straight part? And what's down below the ground?
Roots.
Okay, so we know the parts. Now, I can find some phonograms in these words. Let's see if you can find it. I see the phonogram ooh. Can somebody spot ooh? You all found it. What word has the ooh?
Root.
Okay, great. Ow. That wasn't hard for you guys at all. What word has ow?
Flower.
Flower. And there's another phonogram in flower. Does anyone see the Where's the in flower?
At the end.
Okay, good job. Who would like to make their own picture of a flower and label the parts? Okay, would you like to do that, Nate? Phonogram searches can be done with picture charts, such as what we just saw, or with theme lists. Colors make a nice theme list, as do parts of the body. There are unlimited possibilities for these lists. Just be certain to choose only words that do contain phonograms, and the children can write them in their notebook and underline the phonograms that they find.
Creative sentences.
Children especially enjoy the LanguageWorks pictures. They're such natural creative writers. They may want to take their favorite picture and write a sentence or story about it. For instance, this picture, 2 eyes peering out of the dark, inspired this sentence from a kindergartner. I can hear crickets in the dark of the night. Some teachers have said that the children also enjoy tracing and coloring the pictures. With creative writing, some teachers will allow the children to use inventive spelling for the words they're not sure about. Or you can have the child recite his sentence and write it for him. Then have him copy it onto story paper.
Can you stop just a second?
Flashcards.
After completing work with a given phonogram, the child will put that sound on a flashcard, choosing one word from the list to put on the back. Together with a partner, they'll flash the cards. If a child should get stuck on a sound, the cue word can be shown. Working with the flashcards should precede moving on to a new phonogram.
Sorting chart.
Okay guys, today I brought my sorting chart, and we're going to be working with the sound A. And how many ways are there to say
I, A,
E-I-G-H? Right.
A silent E, A.
Right. There are actually 5 different ways that we can spell the sound of A. Today, though, I want to just focus on the AI and the AY, because I know you've been working on these, and you've already worked with the steps in your language books, haven't you? Let's look at the cards that you used when you worked on step 1 and step 2 in your language book. Okay. When using the LanguageWorks material, we can point out spelling patterns to children. The windows are a very visual display of where different phonograms are found in the words. For instance, with the A sound. The AY is always an end sound, whereas the AI comes in the middle of the word. With the OI sound, we see that OI is a middle sound, whereas OY is usually an end sound, toy, boy, and joy. Teaching children strategies like this really helps them become better spellers. You'll take your books apart, guys. Just put the pages right in the basket. We're going to play a little game. I'll draw a word, and I'll read it to you, and then will you help me guess which column it goes in?
Okay.
Okay? Okay. How will we know which column it goes in? What are we listening for? You can just set that down.
The A.
Where's the A? Exactly. Where do we hear that A sound? Ready to listen? Okay. First word. Stay.
stay has to be an AY.
Why do you think so?
Because he start by S and it finish by Y.
It finishes with AY. Very good there. When you heard that at the end, didn't you? Okay, let's try another one. Hey, James.
AY.
You want to put that down? Grain.
AI.
What were you going to say?
AI.
You're both right. Why did you think it was an AI?
Because grain after the I was an N, so grain.
Right, you heard the N at the end, so that makes it a middle sound. Grain, very good. Who would like to choose one and read it to them? Okay, well, why don't we each take a turn? Okay. Sophie, we'll start with you.
You can make sorting charts with colored poster board. You'll need a chart for each long vowel sound. For instance, the A sound can be made 5 different ways. The teacher's guide gives a complete list of all the other long vowels and the ways that they are spelled. You'll also want a chart for the sounds, such as ER, IR, and UR.
Homophones.
Okay, Summer, I see you're recording your homophones in your language book. And can you tell me a little bit about how you did that?
The phonograms go in red, and C is an ocean, and C as in we see. And then the fur is in a cat's fur, and then the fur is in a fir tree.
This kind of homophone study helps the child to see various phonograms in words that sound alike but are spelled differently. They can isolate the like sound in red, and drawing a picture ensures an understanding of the word's meaning. For a younger student, you can isolate the difficulty by introducing only pairs that share a common sound, such as long A. The LanguageWorks Teacher's Guide provides you with an extensive list of homophones grouped by like sound.
Sight words are words that don't follow the rules. They can't be spelled phonetically and must be memorized. You may want to make a wall chart introducing a few new sight words each week, and also have the children make their own set of flashcards. When introducing these words, point out the irregularities, such as with they, we would expect to see an AY. And with some, the O sounds like a short U. Pointing these things out really helps with memorization. There are 7 simple spelling rules incorporated into the LanguageWorks material. For kindergartners, the teacher knows the rules but only points them out as a point of interest for the child, whereas at elementary level, we teach the children the rules, we post them, and they learn them to help them become better spellers. One simple rule to teach is that CK always follows a short vowel.
Another rule is that Y says I at the end of a single syllable word such as fly, spy, and sky, but Y usually says E at the end of a multisyllable word such as baby, tiny, and story.
A complete list of all 7 rules comes with your LanguageWorks material with an explanation for the teacher. The LanguageWorks spelling program is also being used successfully with older learners. Both adults and children are using LanguageWorks to help learn English as a second language. And learning specialists have found that it works very well with their middle grade students who may have missed out on phonics in the early years or who need continuous phonetic reinforcement. In the 1990s, the state of Illinois compiled 30 years' worth of reading research in order to determine the most successful methods for reading instruction. The outcome of the project validates phonics as a key element in developing proficient readers.
The study reports, the systematic teaching of specific skills, especially at the early grades, produces dramatically better readers. These skills include phonemic awareness, the ability to segment words and syllables into constituent sound units or phonemes. Activities that promote phonemic awareness include rhyming, isolating sounds from words, and blending spoken sounds into words. Problems with phonemic awareness in kindergarten or in first grade are the best predictor of future reading difficulty in grade 3. Another important skill is sound spelling correspondence, the ability to match letters and letter combinations with sounds. Phonics instruction means telling children explicitly what single sound a letter or letter combination makes. Phonemes must be separated from words for direct instruction. This has been proven more effective in preventing reading problems than asking children to figure out sound spelling correspondences from clues or whole words only. Decoding ability. The ability to identify familiar words rapidly and to sound out words never seen before, relying primarily on print rather than pictures or story context. The Illinois study also states, an organized spelling program in which children learn to spell large numbers of words correctly is one of the most productive strategies in helping children learn to read. Reading is the foundation upon which academic success rests. Creating an environment that promotes reading incorporates many elements. Storytime discussions, journal keeping, purposeful writing, large and varied collections of books, displays of children's work in the classroom, read aloud every day, and activities where children can manipulate the sounds in words.
Teaching young children to read is like watching them take their first steps. Reading is a joyful, exciting activity, and it's especially rewarding for me to know how much children enjoy learning with LanguageWorks. For permission to use this video at your training center or to receive free brochures for your trainees, please call 800-496-1120.